This is the new Mercedes-AMG E53. It's a more powerful, sportier and heavily upgraded version of the new E-Class. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. I'm going to critique its design.
I'm not sure about the look of that.
I'm going to see what's annoying about it.
Tell me your destination.
Oh, shut up!
And I'm going to launch it from 0 to 60 miles an hour to see how quick it really is. I'm Matt Watson and you're watching Carwow. First things first, what visual upgrades has Mercedes given this AMG 53 model over the standard E-Class?
The first thing I can notice is this, the grille. It's got a black surround. Now this might be part of a trim pack. The standard AMG 53 looks like this, but the grille's also different and that'll be different on all models. Now normally with AMGs you do have these slatted grilles, but they seem to have done like a kind of horizontal slat as well. I'm not sure about the look of that. I don't like it so much. On the bonnet you have the Alcantara logo. Alcantara is where AMGs are built. The lower front bumper is more aggressive than on the standard E-Class. You've got like some bigger vents there, which, wait a minute, yeah, they are actual vents, and they're side breathers actually to smooth the air down the side of the car. There's no actual ventage going on there. You do have an open vent there. That's a radiator, probably an oil cooler or something like that. Wheel sizes, obviously you get AMG upgraded wheels. These are, let's have a look, they're probably about 20s. Oh, they're 21s. I imagine they're upgraded wheels. They'd be 20 as standard, is that correct?
That is correct.
As the AMG, you've got uprated brakes, you've got AMG calipers, which look really cool. The car is actually wearing Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres. I like those tyres. They're a good balance of like on-road performance, handling, but they're still fine in the wet and cold. We've got some fake vents on the side, turbo hybrid. Oh yeah, this car's a hybrid. More on that in a bit. This one has the black door mirrors, black surrounds for the windows, black side skirts which are more protruded. They're on the standard E-Class. Once again, that's part of the pack that Jack's just confirmed. Yeah, what's the pack called?
The side skirts are on the E53 anyway.
Oh,
then the window surrounds are part of the night pack.
The night pack. Okay, moving to the rear, most obvious feature is this little bootlip spoiler. You've got your AMG badging there. E53, wait a minute, that's wonky. That doesn't look great, does it? Surrounded in red because it's the hybrid. And as we move lower down, you've got a more aggressive rear bumper, fake diffuser, and some exaggerated exhaust tailpipes. They look like quad tailpipes, but if you look within there, you will see AMG is up to its old tricks. These are just for display. The actual exhausts are hidden a bit further back. Overall though, it does look more sporty than the standard car, and let's have a look at it on the wide inside profile, because I quite like the shape of the E-Class. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
But is pretty good actually good enough? After all, this car starts from just over £92,000. That's about the same as the old AMG E63S cost, and it's about £35,000 more than the entry-level E-Class costs today. So hopefully there should be some pretty obvious upgrades in the cabin to justify this extra cash.
Let's have a look then, see what I can spot that's upgraded over the standard E-Class. So the first thing obviously is the seats. These AMG bucket seats, easy to get into, you probably just noticed. They still seem to fit my body very well. Mercedes, they always have the blooming seat control on the door, which is just the wrong place.
Now switched on.
You also get the voice activation, which is super sensitive when you say the M word. I'll come to this bit in a moment because I want to talk about the steering wheel. AMG steering wheel, twin spokes, Alcantara on it. This must be upgraded, this one, because it's got carbon fibre on it. Am I right, Jack?
You are correct.
Of course it is. Classic. Right, what I'm going to do is just put the ignition on. I want to turn the music down. Now I do it using that. Mercedes touch sensitive buttons on the steering wheel aren't pleasant to use at all. I do need to start at the engine to show you these functions. Okay, come on. Oh, I think blooming music's come on again. So what we have here are the different driving modes, so I can switch between individual, B, that's obviously for battery hold, yeah, because it's a plug-in hybrid. Then we've got electric, so it'll drive in electric only mode. C for comfort, S for sport, S for sport plus. Then you can configure different elements individually using these buttons here, so I can cycle through the suspension, the transmission, the diff. What the heck are all these modes? There's more modes than normal. That's battery mode. Wow, it's really useful, really handy. Okay, another thing to note is paddle shifters, solid metal, feel nice. Unfortunately, these stalks don't. But let's get back to the AMG bit. So we have some AMG dials. You can change the look of them, as I remember from AMG. So you do this, go into home, then you swipe through, and you can go to classic, sport, super sport, or track. Tell you the truth, They all look a bit rubbish apart from Classic. In the past, you used to get a really nice sport dial, which was just a big rev counter in the middle with the speedo in it. But they've seriously overcomplicated things and made it not so good. Okay, let's look at this. So this is the big infotainment screen. They call this something. It's like the something screen, the hyper screen.
Superscreen.
The Superscreen. There's nothing particularly AMG about this. Wait a minute. Look at this. Mercedes have basically copied the font or this kind of app design of Apple. Who's got an Apple phone? I've got Android. Lewis?
Yeah, Apple.
That's so Apple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And over here we have the display for the passenger. It's a bit unnecessary, really, to tell you the truth. I'm not a big fan of these things. They cost a lot more money and most passengers are just going to use their phone. There's a lot of screenage going on, but I quite like how it's all smooth and in one sort of unit with not much bezel going on. Then you've got your digital driver's display, which is actually nice and clear. It is a bit over bezeled, but generally quite nice, and it's easy to swipe through the different functions and find your way around it. We've got some aluminium pedals. That's what you get when you get an AMG car. You also get AMG on the floor mats and AMG on the sills as well. And this piece is carbon fibre. I'm imagining that is also part of an upgraded pack.
No.
Ooh.
It's a no-cost option.
No cost option. So instead of this, you could probably have some like shiny black plastic that scratches.
You either get open pore wood in grey or you get this carbon fibre finish.
I think carbon fibre goes with this. Oh, well, I've just noticed this car has a little camera there. Let's just have a look. Now, it's part of the thing you can get as an option with the Mercedes is a webcam, so you can actually do like Google Meets or whatever and use that. So you're in your car having a meeting and yeah, it's for Zoom or something. Okay, yeah, here's the app to use it. Look there. Permissions, allow meetings to access selfie camera. Yes. Join a Teams meeting. So it's Microsoft Teams inbuilt to the car. How to take the fun out of your AMG.
There are plenty of mechanical upgrades designed to put the fun back into this car, which I'll cover when I take it for a drive. But even big AMG saloons still need to be relatively comfortable in the back seats.
Let's see. So it's nice that the theme, like the two-tone theme, continues here into the back. The seats, I'm pretty sure though, are just the same as in a normal E-Class. Yeah, they are, apart from obviously the design of them. These sports seats seem to create more knee room because they're thinner than the standard seats. That's a benefit. Headroom's all right, it's comfortable, nice big seat bases. Yeah, you could do lots of miles in the back of this. And practicality's decent as well, like big door bins and yeah. Let's just check this. Will he go all the way down? Yes, 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 yes. Well done, Mercedes. There's not really much else to say. Apart from maybe the fact that being the AMG, you do get better kit as standard. So we have rear climate standard on this?
Yes.
Yes. Whereas on the standard E-Class, the normal one, you have to pay extra for it?
Yes.
Yeah. You sure? I bet you do.
This is a decent upgrade over the standard E-Class, where dual zone climate control comes as standard, even on top specification exclusive Premium Plus versions. However, there is one important area where this hybrid AMG version falls short of the standard car.
Okay, so as standard, you get a electrically operated tailgate. Now, the normal E-Class's boot it's probably about 520 litres, is that correct?
540 litres.
540, pretty close. This is going to be less though, it looks less, mainly because you don't have any underfloor storage. Reason for that is, this is a plug-in hybrid, so the battery shenanigans is under there. So I'm reckoning that's probably, I don't know, that's going to be less than 400 litres, isn't it? It's about, I don't know, 380?
Very close, 370.
370 litres. And of course, you're going to be carrying your blooming charging cables and stuff around with you, which is a bit of an arse. Oh, look, you can fold down the rear seats there, and there's another one there. So you do it electrically and they flop all the way down, which is handy. So if you need to carry longer items, you can do still in this AMG version of the E-Class. But there is a penalty, isn't there? We're going for this performance model. Well, the performance model that has to be enhanced by hybridisation so that the emissions aren't catastrophic and it doesn't cost a fortune in terms of tax.
But BMW faced the exact same problems when it was developing the new M5 hybrid. Yet that car has a pretty decent 466 litre boot. So how come the Mercedes has so little space? Well, the M5 shares its chassis with the i5 electric car. This means it was designed from the outset to have space for large batteries between the wheelbase under the front and rear seats. Mercedes only plans to use the E-Class chassis for internal combustion engines. It's designed a completely separate chassis for its mid-size electric saloon, the EQE. As a result, the E-Class chassis doesn't have any underseat space like the M5. So the only place the batteries can go in this E53 model is under the boot floor, where they eat into your luggage space. But these batteries aren't the only significant upgrade fitted to this particular car. There are some extensive optional extras too.
I've got the car spec sheet here on this phone. So we've got this grey paint. It's called Manufacturer Alpine Grey Solid Paint. It's £695. That's not too much really for a special paint. Then you've got the Superscreen package, so that big infotainment display that goes across the whole dash. That's £1,495. Again, I don't think that's too bad, though I wouldn't bother fitting it. I'd stick with the normal infotainment screen. Then you've got the Driver Assistance Package Plus, which will be the autonomous driving, so lane keeping assist and all that kind of thing. £1,695. It's quite a lot because on many much cheaper cars, that stuff comes as standard now. Now, the big ticket item on this car is the Pro Performance package, which is a whopping £7,500. So it includes the AMG Dynamic Plus package, and with that you get high performance compound brakes and a rear limited slip differential. As a keen driver, you're going to want that. Then there's the Race Drive program, which actually means instead of 585 horsepower, you have 612. And then you also get dynamic engine mounts, so the car feels a little bit more stable when you're cornering and under acceleration and braking. Then there's the AMG Drivers package, which includes a top speed increase from 155 miles an hour to 168. Then you've got the Night Package 2, which I've already mentioned, which is the darkened radiator grille and badging in dark chrome. Performance seat package, so those bucket seats, they're not standard. This is what the normal seats look like. And the AMG Performance steering wheel, plus red brake calipers. It's got a lot of stuff.
This is a lot of kit to haul around, but the most important upgrade in this AMG version is under the bonnet.
So let's have a look. Oh yes, it's on gas struts, that's nice. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? So it's quite a long engine, reason being it's a 3-litre straight six, so all the cylinders are in a line. Mercedes used to do V6s, but now they've gone straight, a bit like BMW. Back in their past, they used to use straight sixes. I've already told you the horsepower, 585 if you don't have the driver performance pack, and then if you do, it's 612 horsepower, which interestingly is the same horsepower that you used to get from the old E53s. Yeah, so there is a benefit to hybridization in this particular car. You know, we can forgive 6 cylinders instead of 8, but you can't forgive 4 cylinders instead of 8. Yes, I'm talking about the C63. Anyhow, we've got a electric motor mated to the internal combustion engine in the gearbox, and you have 9 speeds.
This new E53 has all-wheel drive, which can send nearly 100% of the engine's power to the rear wheels to make it feel more like a traditional old-school AMG when you want to have some fun. But before I find out what it's like to drive, I need to tell you about some things that have already annoyed me about this car.
One thing I hate about modern Mercedes, the door handle, so you swipe like that to... It doesn't always work, come on. Or is it that way? Is that the lock way? No, look, it should be keyless entry. Come on, you absolute pain in the... What did I do differently? No? Okay, that's lock. That's open. That's lock. That's open. You see, you have a little indentation there and you think you just touch it. And you do. No, but then you don't. It's not the best, is it? You can see, even after I've played with it, it doesn't seem repeatable. Right, and then the feel of the handle itself, the way it just, I don't know, there's something in the way it feels. Have a go at that, Jack. See if you agree. Do you know what? There's something not nice about it, is there?
I don't like it.
I'm a bit disappointed. Yeah, mate.
You're probably sick of hearing me talk about Mercedes door handles by now, but it's true, they're a problem. And you know what else is a problem in modern cars? Fake engine sounds.
That sounds awful. Is it even revving? Jack, rev it. That even sounds fake back here. Is there a speaker in the boot? That's horrendous.
Not only do these speakers sound crap, they also contribute to the next problem I have with this car. Its weight.
I reckon the standard car, it's probably about 2 tons. So this, with all the batteries and stuff, it's going to be about 2,300 kilograms. Is that right?
Very close. 2,315 kilos.
It's a bit porky, isn't it, really? But this is a good thing. Come on, show me. Yes, look. Now this is key, right? Many plug-in hybrids just have that port there. That's AC if you just got that, so you can't actually charge that quickly. That means it's got DC charging, so it's going to be able to do quite fast charging. I don't know if it can do like over 100 kilowatts. Maybe not because of the size of the battery, but probably 50 kilowatts.
60 kilowatts.
That's pretty quick for a plug-in hybrid.
In fact, it's more than 5 times quicker than the maximum charging speed in the new BMW M5 hybrid. This E53 has a longer electric-only range than that car too, around 60 miles compared to the BMW's 40 miles. So that should help you with your economy. But what's the car actually like to drive?
I mean, this is not really what I want to be doing in an AMG, but I'm going to do it anyway. Electric only mode. Let's see how quickly I can go. Let's see if I can get up to 70 in electric only. That's good. It'll go even faster. It'll do like over 80. Now I'm just going to slow it down a bit, then floor it and see what happens. See if it'll just kick the engine in. I'm going to floor it. Now it's giving me the engine and we're pulling. Oof.
The motor and engine don't just work together to improve performance, they're also supposed to reduce CO2 emissions and deliver some pretty insane fuel economy. However, I get the feeling that many manufacturers tune their cars specifically to perform well in the WLTP fuel economy tests. As a result, it's almost impossible to match the claim figures in real-world conditions. For instance, officially this car can do 314 miles per gallon, and that's just ridiculous, because look what it's actually averaging.
Well, this one in 2.5 hours from reset, it's done 20 mpg. Do you know what? I'm going to just put this car into Sport Plus mode. Now the suspension is quite stiff in comfort. It's even stiffer now, so I'm going to just cycle it back into comfort. And we're going to see what happens now when I suddenly stamp on the accelerator from 40 miles an hour. Should be quicker than when I was in electric only mode, but let's find out. Let's be sure. 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, up to 70 pretty blooming quickly. The noise it makes is quite artificial. What's not artificial though is the noise you get from the tyres. There's quite a lot of road noise coming into this car. I think because of the battery tech on board, this car is heavier than it would otherwise be, and as a result they fitted it with stiffer springs than they would have had to, and you notice that in how it goes down the road. It does feel very sporty and very AMG-ish, but there's just something a little bit kind of leaden-footed about it, especially considering I'm in comfort mode. I change gears myself. Actually, I'm going to put it into manual gear shift mode. There we go, manual.
I can do things for you whenever you want, such as calling someone.
What? What? Just shut up. I'm not sure if it's because I'm accidentally touching these touch-sensitive buttons on the steering wheel and triggering her, but what a nightmare. Now this is a really bad stretch of road, Tesla car suspension, this is pretty busy. Just whack it into Sport Plus mode and now it's just uncomfortable. Let's go back into comfort. Forget about Sport Plus mode on a British road. There's no point having it in that setting for the suspension, it's just not good enough. Another thing I'm noticing, the brakes, because you've got regen braking for the hybrid system, they're really quite grabby when you first touch the pedal. It's an inconsistent feeling. It just doesn't feel anywhere near as fun as the old V8. It just doesn't. Obviously there will be the 63 version which will have more power, but this one is quite a lot of money. It's getting close to an M5. You know, we're talking about £15,000, which isn't going to be that much when you're leasing it or on PCP. It's going to be that much extra per month. It's going to be well worth spending the extra cash. Now, I can feel that this is quite heavy. Put it through a corner, it does lean a bit, but then yeah, maybe I need the suspension in firm, but I can't be bothered to put it in that setting because then it just skips. The steering's quite nice though, but I always find the steering in Mercedes cars nice. There we go. Well, the performance is pretty strong, you know.
Can I help you? Could you repeat that, please?
But what? Why are you chiming in again? Okay, so I'm at the speed limit. You can't go faster than this legally, so don't have to brake into a corner, it'll just go round. Feels stable. Feels pretty glued to the road. I mean, ultimately, that's the argument about these hybrids. Yes, we can moan that they're heavy, but really, you're not going to notice it that much if you're sticking to the speed limit. If you're going above the speed limit or you're on track, yeah, it's going to knacker the dynamics of this car. But there is one thing that the added weight does always do, and it just dulls the responsiveness of the car. It always does, because you're just dealing with more mass and inertia, and they don't seem to have like really dialed in entertainment in the way that BMW have with their M5. And I know the M5 is a step above this, but you know, the price differential just means that I am going to compare it with that, because if I'm thinking about buying this car, I might be thinking I'm going to stretch and get the M5, and I certainly would rather do that than have this.
The BMW M5 can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds. Mercedes says this less powerful E53 will do it in 3.8 seconds, but what's the reality?
I'm actually going to just leave it in comfort settings for the suspension so it doesn't skip about and it gets better traction. I'm in Sport Plus, left foot on the brake. No, it doesn't say launch control. Let's try put it into drive and not manual. There we go. That was a really good start. Okay, 0 to 60, 3.7 seconds, which is impressive.
Can you tell me your destination?
Oh, shut up!
So the extra weight didn't seem to hold this car back when accelerating from 0 to 60 miles an hour. But what about braking? Well, the regen effect from the electric motor will help slightly, but there's no denying that this is a heavy car. If it can stop from 60 miles an hour in less than 35 meters, that'll be a decent result.
Let's see what it'll do. That's good. That's really good. 33 meters. Well, the weight doesn't affect the braking. Well, not one-off braking anyway. Maybe repeated braking on a track it would do, but yeah, good brakes.
So then, what's my final verdict on the Mercedes-AMG E53? Should you avoid it, consider it, shortlist it, or just go right ahead and buy it?
Well, I would consider it. It's quick, it's got lots of grip, and it feels quite posh on the inside. However, it does lack a certain fun factor. This one is not for me. Though it may appeal to you if you're getting on a company car scheme or just want a performance plug-in hybrid that can do a decent distance on electric power alone.